Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Let's Stay Chatting. You know, every time I go high pitch, it stops. It like mutes it.
Maybe it's trying to tell you something.
Tell me what?
Nah, I don't know.
Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. We haven't uploaded in 2 weeks.
Feels like years.
2 weeks. Because I'm such a procrastinator and
I am such an injury prone human being.
has it been 2 weeks since?
I think so.
Yeah.
Feels like forever though.
So he hurt his leg playing basketball again. We've been home actually all of last week and we still didn't film. And I'm such a procrastinator, so
Here we are.
we're filming on Wednesday and I have to upload this tomorrow. So today's theme is till death do us part? Question mark.
Ooh, question mark. I like the question mark.
Baby, will you find me in the next life? Motherfucker.
Huh?
Will you find me in the next life
How am I gonna find you?
so we can live? I don't know. That's the whole point. You're gonna find me.
Are we gonna find each other? Are you gonna find me?
Are you gonna find
Are
me?
you gonna even look for me?
Well, how can
Or
we
you're
both?
just gonna bump into me? Hope you're gonna bump into me.
I hope we find each other on the next life, whether it's humans or dogs. Okay, are you ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
God. Okay. Am I the asshole for getting upset at my husband for saying he will date after I die? I'm very emotional and sensitive to people's energy, words, body movement, etc. Keep that in mind. I have this romantic idea of love. I believe in soulmates. I believe in a love so strong that not even death can destroy that bond that two people can have. Death cannot kill what never dies, your love and your love for your spouse. My husband is committed in our relationship, but till death do us part. We had a conversation earlier about dating and kids, which then turned into me asking, would you try to find someone again after I die? Immediately, not even a second thought, he perked up and he answered, yes, I would. He didn't have to think about it. He didn't say anything about grieving and how it might take a while for him to get on with my passing.
He would
There
have
was
said, I already got 5 bitches lined up.
there was nothing. Has he thought about it? Is he waiting for it to happen? I just can't fathom how he immediately responded with a yes and nothing else. I'm hurt. Am I the asshole?
Nah, she's definitely not the asshole. But she didn't do anything, right?
She got upset with him.
How upset? Like just for a day, couple hours? You know, I need to know the intensity of upset. Because like she didn't do anything besides getting upset. That's it, right? So, I don't know. I feel like it's very normal to react like that.
That you would be mad?
Yeah. Like the way he answered?
The way he answered, though.
Yeah, it's the way he answered.
Yeah.
You know? Like, it's almost as if he didn't even. Or he thought about this already. And he's like, oh, yeah, for sure. She didn't even finish her sentence. Like, yeah, uh huh. Like I said earlier, I already got 5 bitches lined up. I got a roster waiting for your downfall. Yo? He didn't say it like that, but
Yeah.
that's literally what she heard. No, I feel like she's not the asshole. It's really just how he said it, not what he said.
Overall, she is the asshole.
She is? No shit.
People are saying, like, never ask a question if you can't handle the answer. Your fault for asking and your fault for not being prepared for the truth.
That's wow.
For the unnecessary drama. So if you die when you're both in your 30s, he's supposed to be alone for the rest of his life? You're not a romantic, you're immature.
That's crazy.
But I feel like she said it in the beginning, right? She's emotional, sensitive, all of this.
Mm-hmm.
But whether she's sensitive or not, like, wouldn't you think about how he responded? Like, yeah, totally. Like, wouldn't you think about it? Be like, There's nothing else behind those
I
words of
mean,
like,
like, yeah, soften the blow a bit kind of
yeah, he
thing.
didn't even like
You
say
know?
nothing. It was
Yeah.
really
Like, I'm always gonna wish that my significant other, like, finds love after love kind of thing. Love after love? Is that?
like till death do us part.
Yeah.
Yeah. You wouldn't want to be lonely for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Why are you looking at me like that? Like, yo, yeah, I want you to be alone.
Would you date after if I died? Depends. Would it depend on how old you
I
are,
need,
or
yeah, bro. If I'm 80, like,
okay? What if you're like 50, mid 50? Would you date again?
most likely. I would think so. At least. I would think so.
It's
Sucks
kind of
being alone.
lonely.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, nah. Especially if I'm living alone. Yeah, I'm fully. I would think that I'm gonna start dating. I
Yeah.
don't know how much time would you
Personal.
how much time would you give yourself to start dating again though? That's the question. It's not would you, it's how much time.
It really depends.
Depends
Depends on the moment.
on the moment.
Yeah.
I feel like it more depends on who you meet.
You wouldn't like grieve for like.
Oh, I would 100% grieve.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like usually the next person after that is a rebound, so you grieve while you're with them to make it easier, but they're usually not the one.
Hell no. At fucking 50, no. I disagree.
Yo, you never know. You still have a long life. You can still live an extra 20, 30 years.
Yeah, but don't date
I'm,
if you don't
I'm
feel
not
like you're
even
ready.
30 yet, and I feel like I've lived a lifetime.
Don't date if you're not ready. Like, I feel like grief. I feel like losing a partner and then dating again after, like, you're never over it.
Exactly.
So you're
So
not
you're just
grieving, like,
no, but
as a.
still, like that first person.
You're always grieving, though.
Well, there you go.
But
So
you're
you're
saying, like,
telling me to never date because I'm always gonna grieve.
I'm saying the first person that you're gonna be with is not a rebound, it's just dating.
I know, but just because like the first is always the hardest after the fact, right? Especially being let's say I'm 50 or almost 60 between that age. That means that for 20, 30 years I've been with the same person, haven't dated in that long. So the first is always
Weird.
weird, hard, awkward, all that. That's why I said what I said.
Yes. But yeah, people are saying unnecessary drama that you caused and now you're mad about it. But I would,
I mean, her feelings are valid.
yeah, because even me, if like I'm not dramatic or like
Mhm.
sensitive, like, you know, but
Huh?
but if you answer it like that with no
That's what I'm saying. I feel like
context,
people didn't take that into consideration. Because like at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, don't ask a question if you're not ready for the answer, right?
mhm,
But it's like it's not what he said, it's just how he
how
said
he
it.
said it, yeah.
Mm-mm.
But also we're hearing only her side,
That true.
so who knows?
He might have softened the blow, but all she heard was
No,
yeah.
I mean, yes, yes, I would
Yeah.
date after you die. It's crazy.
And she's like she just shut down, didn't hear anything after that, and she's like,
He's trying to explain after, and she's like, whatever,
yeah.
whatever.
All she heard was no. I mean, yeah. Fuck.
That's so funny. Crazy things, bruv.
Crazy.
So yeah, you're saying not the asshole? Me neither.
I mean, the way she said it.
I would just overthink it, but I wouldn't be mad. I'd be like, so you've thought of this already?
Mm.
Okay, story number 2. Am I the asshole for refusing to make amends with my dying sister? I forgot to tell you that this till death do us part is not only relationship. Well, 2 of them is relationship. This is the only like family sibling
Cool.
one. My sister 53 and I 45 have not spoken since I was 30.
Sorry, say the ages again.
Her sister is 53 and she's 45 and haven't spoken since she was 30. So 15 years of not talking.
Mm-hmm.
We used to be super close. She was like a mother to me growing up, as our mother fell pregnant when I was 1.5 and spent the entire pregnancy plus 6 months post-birth in the hospital. At 11 years old, I was living with her and her boyfriend, now husband, for school reasons. Her boyfriend sexually assaulted me, and I told her, and he beat her when she confronted him. She then told me it was my fault because I was acting like a tart and led him on. I believed her and felt responsible for the beating she got. I spent the last 12 years trying to protect her from him, cleaning her blood off the walls, and helping her to raise their kids. I constantly begged her to leave him, to no avail. At 24, he tried on me again. I told her mother. Her first question was, "Did you make him think you wanted that?" She made excuses for him and told me not to tell my sister. A week later, my sister calls me, yelling and demanding to know what I did with her husband. I told her exactly what happened, and she called me a liar. I kept giving her the benefit of the doubt and blaming myself for the next 6 years. I finally had enough of her bullshit and cut her out of my life at 30. She got cancer when I was 21. I moved cities to take care of her and her kids, and apparently it's back now, and my mom thinks I need to forgive her and make amends before she dies. She's still married to her significant other. My response was that she died 15 years ago in my eyes, so am I the asshole for not making amends and letting her go to her grave without my forgiveness?
No. Well, you want petty forgiveness?
She has an edit.
Uh,
Thank you for all the positive advice. I truly appreciate it.
so that clearly just told us that they don't think she's an asshole.
To answer a couple of the most prominent questions in the comments, yes, I spent a long time in and out of therapy unpacking all the hurt, guilt, feelings of abandonment and feeling of being let down. No, I don't hate her. For many years, I did, but that feeling changed to indifference as I healed. I don't believe I needed to forgive her to heal. My healing came when I found forgiveness for myself. As stupid as it sounds, I blamed myself and I had to work hard to accept and believe that blame doesn't sit at my feet. For the most part, I pay her no mind and live a full and happy life surrounded by the people I hold dearest. This only became an issue when it was brought up recently. Thank you again for all the positivity.
So where do you want to start? The fact that the sister is still with that guy, diabolical.
The fact that they have kids together.
You like, does it even matter if your younger sister made a move and he wanted it? Like the fact that he even no, he didn't consider they did things, right? Or like he wanted to do things.
Yeah, he sexually assaulted her. The mom and the sister, it's like those type of people that's like when they're in love with someone stupid, they just become stupid.
Oh, what the fuck? Like just right there says it all, you know?
Yeah, and the mom being like, "Did you make him think you wanted that?"
Hell no, I wouldn't forgive her. What the fuck? Yo, take it to the grave.
Go
And
to
then
the
some.
grave without my forgiveness.
Yo, yeah.
Yeah, and at this point, even with your forgiveness, like,
Okay. What is that gonna do? You're gonna get to sleep in peace in your casket? No.
for the last how many years? 15 years that they haven't been talking, and then now that her sister's sick again, it matters? The fuck?
I got nothing to say. I feel like it only matters if the older sister is actually like thinking about the younger one and like complaining to the mom that, oh, like, you know, she never forgave me or whatever, she abandoned me,
Mm-hmm.
or is the mom just stupid and making up her own things, her own life where she wants them to,
Yeah.
apologize to each other
Yeah, it's
and
true. Because does the older
close.
sister even give a fuck?
Mm.
Does she even care after all these years? There's no like say that the sister is asking for forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
So I feel like it's really just the mom making up her own.
yeah. So like, why does it matter at this point?
Yeah,
Because does she even give a fuck?
probably not. If it's been 15 years.
Bro, and she's moved on. OP has moved on. That's a lot of guilt to hold and carry.
Who, the younger sister?
Yeah.
Hells no.
What do you mean? Hell's nah. Like the older sister made her feel that way.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, are you saying that she still has that guilt at the end, like where right now the mom is saying like you should
No, I'm
apologize.
saying like,
Oh, over the years,
yeah,
yeah,
over the
100%. Yeah.
years.
If you don't get yourself a surrounding, like a group of friends or just your environment
Mm-hmm.
supporting you, then yeah.
I would not apologize. I would not care.
Okay.
For 15 years? Why am I gonna go back? She's done all this healing for herself
Bro, the PTSD that I would have being her seeing her older sister's significant other.
and twice.
Crazy.
One of the comments here that she replied to, has she even apologized? You can't start forgiving someone without a sincere apology. Given the lack of apology, you're definitely not the asshole. Even if she did apply, you're still under no obligation to forgive, and you would still not be the asshole. Your mother needs to understand that you tolerated the significant other for years for your sister, and sister is not willing to repay that kindness with acknowledgement. And she replies, no apology ever, just denials, excuses, and you're making it sound worse than it was. Okay, well, plain and simple.
Mm-hmm.
She answered another comment saying, I have no regrets, and I am indifferent when it comes to my sister.
There you go.
Oh my gosh. Not the asshole. Tell her she made up the cancer story and you don't believe her. She replies, am I the asshole now that this made me laugh a lot? Oh
Yo,
my god.
I love the pettiness of that comment.
Oh my god, another comment. Nah, man, her husband raped you when you were a kid and then beat her and she stayed and even blamed you. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
even sure I'd go to the funeral. She's like, yeah, I won't be going to the funeral.
Period. Last one.
Yes, last story. Am I the asshole for having a one night stand 6 months after my husband passed away? My husband was my best friend and my soulmate. We started dating at 16, got married at 20, and he passed away about 6 months ago when we were both 22.
Damn.
I've been absolutely distraught, and I'm still really close with his family, especially his mom. She told me starting a couple months ago that even if it was hard, I should try to start dating again. So I've been trying to go out for the last few weeks, but hadn't had much success. A lot of people are put off by a 22-year-old widow. Who would have thought? Well, last night my friends wanted me to go out bar hopping with them, and I just couldn't do it. I went to this coffee shop that's open late and was just doing some reading instead. This really handsome guy started chatting me up, and it turns out his wife had passed away about a year ago. It was so nice talking to someone who just got it. We were showing each other pictures, I started crying, and he reached for my hand, and eventually we started making out. I hadn't kissed anyone since my husband, and I'd never had sex with anyone else. So I surprised myself by asking him if he wanted to come back to my place, to which he said yes. 30 minutes later, we were in bed, having sex. We did it a few times last night. It felt so good, and it was so nice to have that physical affection again. He was so sweet and loving and really took care of me. This morning, though, I'm feeling horrible. It's 6 a.m., and I'm writing this in my living room, and he's on my dead husband's side of the bed. I feel like I'm violating his memory. I'm having coffee with his mom today, and I don't know how to look her in the eyes. I know I have to get on with my life, but I can't believe I had a one night stand. I don't want to be that kind of girl. Am I the asshole?
Is it a one night stand though? If you keep it going?
That's the top comment. Who says it has to be a one night stand? Maybe you should talk to him this morning and see if he wants to do something today with you, and maybe this can turn into a relationship. She's like, yeah, that's a good point. I'm just so out of practice.
And that's only. Wait, how old is she now?
She's 22.
So it was recent. Like that he passed away, right?
6 months ago.
Coming back to the first story,
I know.
right? It's really who you find, not
Yeah.
when.
Because he had his wife pass away a year ago. It's like Caitlyn in
Mm-hmm.
Miracle.
Mm-hmm. But different.
But
'Cause
different,
that
but
was his best friend, right?
no, I know, but like I feel like it's just
Same vibe.
yeah, because he had his wife pass and Miracle he had his best friend pass. So it's like it's that grieving bond that they had together that
Exactly.
just is
And
like
then they just got each other, right?
yeah, and it's like the core of like the relationship, the just bonding over
Mm-hmm.
grief. Because behind grief there is love. A lot of love that's going nowhere.
See, whoever said differences attract, opposites attract. Sorry, bullshit.
Babe, it's possible. Sometimes.
Very rarely, I feel like.
Story is so sad.
There you go. It's really just finding the right person,
But you can tell that, like, she's not ready.
for sure.
No, not that she's not ready, but, like, she's scared to take those steps, right?
Yeah, but that's what I said. It's always the first person that's gonna make you feel like that. It doesn't matter if her husband passed away 6 months ago or 5 years ago.
Your first time
It's
dating
your first time
after.
dating. It's always gonna be like that.
Yeah.
You're always gonna feel that guilt, the
Yeah.
regret
Uh-huh.
until you break the ice, I guess.
Yeah. Would you say anything to the mother-in-law? Because she, like she said, she was meeting the mother-in-law
Mm-hmm.
to hang out, right?
Yeah, I would definitely. If I was her, I don't think I'd have the balls to be like, yeah, I had a one night stand.
Yeah, I'd be like,
I think I met someone.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I would.
I
I wouldn't
wouldn't-
say that I brought him back and then all that,
Yeah.
you know.
But I feel like the guilt is like holding her back.
100%. Only
So, like-
normal, only natural to feel that way.
But because of the guilt, it's gonna make it hard for her to not tell the mother-in-law like everything, you know? As much as she's like, okay, I'm just gonna tell her this.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the guilt inside her is gonna like,
Will make her tell her.
yeah, you know, which is
Maybe. I don't know.
understandable.
Depends on what kind of relationship you have.
Because because the mother-in-law even said like,
Go
I know it's
start
still
dating.
early, but you're young, like go for it, you
uh.
know? So like she would be understanding, but like I said, I feel like the guilt is just gonna
Mhm.
like want her to tell everything.
Yeah. I mean, like, I feel like it makes it somewhat easier to tell your mother-in-law everything if she's the one that pushed you.
Yes.
You know? Like, you could, like, the fact that you already gave your mother-in-law that sense of being scared to date because you feel that guilt and all that stuff, right? And then you explain why everything happened the way it happened. I feel like the mom-in-law would be like sad because of the fact of, but also be like, nice.
Yeah, but I feel like it's
Without
just
saying
too
nice.
fast.
That's the only thing.
Then I'd be like, okay.
But yeah, sometimes, like, especially when you find someone that relates.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I wouldn't share that. I feel like that's already personal information,
Yeah.
especially if she actually starts like dating this guy. Like, I feel like
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
no one should really know that.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
I ain't gonna
that's-
lie, bro. For some reason, in the back of my head, I'm like, oh, this guy is just saying all this just to fuck her.
That's crazy.
Imagine.
I need to know more.
Like, what are the odds that they bumped into each other at a coffee shop, both losing someone? Like, that's some movie type shit.
Yeah, it's like a fucking book. Okay, so the same comment that she replied on saying like, you know, who says this has to be a one night stand? She's like, yeah, that's a good point. I'm just so out of practice. And then they replied to her, sounds like you two hit it off. And maybe he could be a good match since he knows exactly what you're going through.
Mm-hmm.
And you can both help each other move on and deal with the past when needed.
Mm-hmm.
She answers, yeah, that's a good point. Because it's really hard to explain to other people that my husband will always be my soulmate. He said he feels that way about his wife too, and I really hope she'd be okay with what just happened.
I mean, bro, I feel like, didn't you say it in her story that they shared like each other's lives? So I'm assuming he showed pictures of her and she showed pictures of him. So my other version couldn't happen real, right?
Yeah. Would your husband want you to be alone and missing him forever, or would he want you to feel loved and enjoy some intimacy and connection again?
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing he would want you to feel good and be happy. She's like, yeah, he would, but knowing it and acting on it are different things.
Mm-hmm.
And then they reply, that's totally understandable and my heart goes out to you. I'm just really glad that the guy you met is also going through this and can completely understand the complexity. Sending love and condolences to both of you as you navigate your losses and grief. Thank you. I'm just glad we didn't start crying or something halfway through.
I like that story. I like that you kept this one for last.
Someone says, I'd like to imagine your husband and his wife holding hands and both cheering you on. He's like, I can't express how much I love that.
Damn, that should have been top comment.
Maybe they picked each of you for each other. Talk to
Woo.
him if a relationship doesn't happen. Maybe a friendship can, and you both can lean on each other getting through this terrible time in both of your lives.
Ain't no way they staying friends.
Oh my god.
Did you not read these comments?
No. Can you tell?
Oh, look great.
So sad.
Those are good comments. I wonder, those people that comment stuff like that, I wonder if they're crying as they comment that.
Oh my gosh, she comments a lot. I'm not gonna read any because I don't want to cry.
Mm.
Here's another comment.
Mm-hmm.
Grief sex is an extremely common and under-discussed topic. It all relates to your stress and the need your body and mind has to get rid of. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not the asshole many times over, and I'm sorry for your loss.
Mm.
She's like, thank you so much. I had no idea it was a thing and would have felt better had I known. Oh my god. I hope they end up together. I need an update. Oh, it's fucking deleted.
The update?
The account. How can you just leave me hanging, bro?
Yeah. Should be a crime in itself.
Oh my god. That comment took me out.
Mm. Yeah, no. Got me too.
She replied to a lot, so I'm gonna leave the stories down below so y'all can see and read it yourselves because what the fudge. I'm so sad that we're not getting an update. I'm gonna read all the comments on my downtime to see what's happening. I can't lie. It's so sad. But she's not the asshole. They bonded over sadness. So I hope they're together.
Got to get my mind off of it so I didn't cry more.
Okay. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And we'll see you guys in the next video.
Until next time.
Bye.
See ya.